And good evening. Tonight, the battle for Congress. We are less than an hour away from first returns here on the East Coast. Polling places forced to stay open late in at least 2 key states in a sign of a long night ahead.
And you know what? We're already seeing data. The first exit polls are in, showing that inflation and abortion are the top 2 issues that voters like you are most worried about as they're casting their ballots. This is Election Night 2022. The stakes, control of Congress, and who will make the laws that affect your life. Republicans hoping to ride a red wave.
I think the only thing Joe Biden has built back better is the Republican Party.
Americans want red states.
Democrats clinging to a razor-thin majority, zeroing in on key swing states.
The wave of blue never stops.
51st vote, that's what we're running on.
The biggest names in politics on a battleground blitz in these final few days.
So vote. Get out the vote.
This is the year we're going to take back the House. We're going to take back the Senate. We're going to take back America.
The cost of living, crime, abortion access, all center stage for voters.
The integrity of our elections, the future of our democracy, and the future of this country are all on the line.
Vote for leaders who will fight for you and your families.
So what will America decide?
From NBC News, Decision 2022, the midterms. Here are Hallie Jackson and Tom Yamas.
Hi there, you are in it. Election Night 2022, it is happening. And as we speak, we are finding more out about the data, right? Who turned out? What do they care about? What do they think about the issues that matter to them? We're about to walk you through what we know because you know a lot is riding on this election. The Senate right now split 50-50. Vice President Kamala Harris is the tiebreaker. Republicans only need to flip 1 seat to take control. 35 seats are in play there tonight. And then look at the margin in the House of Representatives. It is razor thin. All 435 seats on the ballots. Republicans only need to pick up 5 to take control of that chamber. So that is where we start. And here's where we're going. The results, with polls closing about 2. In just about the next hour, we're going to see a whole bunch of them. And new data from the first wave of exit polls. Tom, you are all over that piece of it.
Hallie, I am, and we have some data to talk about right now. It's still very early, but this is the first wave of data, and here's the big number we're looking at. We asked voters, what's the most important issue as you vote in these midterms? 32% saying inflation, the cost of living, the #1 issue for Americans at this hour. But closely behind that, abortion coming in at number 2. Voters listing that as their top concern as well. So we are less than an hour away from our first round of returns. These are the key states we'll be watching early in the night. At 7 p.m., polls close in several states, including that big one, Georgia, where we have those tight races for both Senate and governor. At 7:30, polls closing in Ohio, most of North Carolina as well, but several sites there will stay open for an extra hour because they open late tonight. And at 8, this will be a big one. Polls closing in New Hampshire, Florida, Pennsylvania, but at least 1 county already in Pennsylvania keeping polls open until 10 because of a paper shortage. We'll have more on that later in the show. Any one of those states could determine the balance of power in Congress tonight. Our teams live in each and every one of those battlegrounds tonight, covering every angle of this critical race for us as they have been for months. Take a look at that powerhouse team. And in the studio, we've got our superstar analysts here to break it all down. From Puck News, senior political correspondent Tara Palmieri, and from the Washington Post, national political correspondent Eugene Scott. And right now, we want to thank you for being with us tonight, just as we start this exciting night of politics, and we know it's going to be a long night.
Are we nerds? We love it. We live for this. We're doing it tonight because it's happening, right? We're in it. Election day is turning to election night. We're going to see the polls close. We're already seeing the data